Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Today is Friday, January 25th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. So, you can tell, this is not my house. This is not whistlekick headquarters. I'm not sitting on the couch. It's not even my mug. I got a Santa mug. If you've watched the last couple days, you know I said I was traveling. So I am in Hartford, Connecticut today, and headed down to Atlantic City, New Jersey this morning for let's see if I can get the title right, the Action Martial Arts Magazine Hall of Honors Mega Weekend event. There we go. It's a lot of words for an event name. And I transpose most of them, much of the time. Yeah, so, as I said, crashed with my buddy Paul last night. We're gonna hop in the car in a couple hours and drive down and hang out with some people and do some martial arts and hopefully get some video. Looking forward to getting some video from people. There are some big names that are confirmed, that are already there. And I've got a car full of camera equipment, and Paul's going to help me out. He's going to be my cameraman. So I'm looking forward to coming back with some good stuff. Now, of course, you're not going to see that right away, because we're going to edit that. That's not going to come out as a first cup episode, of course. That's going to come out as something else. So we'll just have to wait and see. This is good coffee. Paul was out of filters, so we use paper towel. It's a little trick. If you don't have coffee filters, you can use paper towel. You should probably use 2 layers, just so it doesn't rip through, especially if you buy cheap paper towels. I know people who would use tissues and toilet paper. That rarely works. You need a lot, because it's thin. So what are we talking about this morning? We're talking about being adaptable. Because I'm doing this in a bathroom. That's okay. Because sometimes the consistency, the efforts, matter more than the methods. And that happens a lot in martial arts. How many days are you sore or unhappy or your mind's elsewhere? And sure, there are days that maybe it makes sense to not train. But most of the time, if we think about martial arts and your skill as a continuum, not training means you regress a tiny bit. And even a bad martial arts class will probably mean that you don't regress, or at worst, you don't regress as much. So if we think about martial arts as a long-term, ideally a lifetime pursuit, we have to consider that those efforts to not backslide are just as important as those efforts to move forward. Especially when you consider that there are so many things that we do in martial arts. Sure, you can think about yourself as overall getting better. But what about specific skills? What about specific techniques or forms that, when you don't practice them, you regress? It's something that I face and find frustrating every day because of the amount that I've learned. I've trained in so many different schools. I've forgotten tons of forms. And so I've kind of had to redefine what growth with my skills looks like. And much of the time, my focus is on trying to maintain. I had the phone propped up on a couple of hair product containers. Had to get the right height, the angle, the distance. There's a lot going on here. Fancy. Normally I record with a tripod, but I wasn't bringing a tripod. Hi, let me bring a tripod into your bathroom. That's weird. Yeah, so Be adaptable, be flexible. Be willing to not backslide too much. What else do we say? What else can we talk about? Deciding if I'm ready to say this. I had an interesting conversation with someone a couple days ago, a marketing firm that was interested in working with us. I won't lie, I was interested in working with them. They've worked with some big companies. And at the end of the day, the investment was more than they could. Yes, I will respond to Mr. Grout's comment. I am having coffee late today. Sometimes when you are not at home, you are at the mercy of others. And that's why being adaptable is important. We aimed for 6:30. It didn't happen. So, a couple days I'm talking with these marketing people and just kind of telling them the whistlekick story. And it's been a while since I've told that story. And we've grown a lot since I told that story. And realizing how far this company has come has been really exciting. I've mentioned over the last couple weeks there were a couple new products that were on the way. One of them showed up yesterday. Oh, excuse me. Ironically, an hour before I left. So, threw a couple of these pairs of gloves, semi-contact, it's kind of like a hybrid between a boxing glove and a foam glove in the car, and be showing those off this weekend, getting people's feedback. They look great. They're awesome. And I'm super proud because I did the design myself. Tried to hire several designers who could not wrap their mind around designing a glove. But these are cool. They'll hit the website I'm hoping I'll get them up next week. I gotta take photos and do a bunch of stuff, but if I can get them up next week, that'll be cool. We'll do an introductory price, and we'll get we'll get a few pairs over to Amazon right away. So, the reason I tell you all that is I'm starting to get more confident with realizing the place that whistlekick is beginning to occupy. We're growing in every way you can measure it. We're growing financially. We're growing by social media numbers. I'm getting better at doing what I do with this company, and it's all really exciting. We're having conversations with various people and companies about ways that we can grow, and I'm really excited for this year because I think we'll see some big stuff happen, and that makes me happy. So I think what I want to suggest to all of you is don't be afraid to occupy the place in the world that you know you should be, the place you deserve, the place that you are destined for, or even just the place you want. Most of us have heard the saying, dress for the job you want to have, not the job you do have. Dress for success, right? You can say the same thing about pretty much everything and anything that you do. If you're a white belt and you want to earn a black belt someday, act like a black belt. Respect, train, etc. If you want to be the head of your company, do the things that you need to do. Work late, show up early, weekends. The reason most people aren't overwhelmingly successful is because they're not willing to put in the effort. Plain and simple. So consider that if you want something and your effort towards it does not reflect that, maybe it's time to change it. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go finish my coffee and go back to hanging out with people, not in a bathroom. I hope you have a great day. I will see you back here on YouTube, not here in this bathroom, on Monday. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend. Peace.